Hey, what's good, Flash fans? This is the Campfire Crew, and we're here to talk about The Flash, episode 13, and kind of go over our favorite moments from this particular episode. I'm Campfire Rich.
I'm Campfire Nate, and the first favorite moment I had was when they were traveling to Earth-2. There was a lot of things that kind of hit you real quick, so you might not saw all the little cool things that they had in there, but we got to see Supergirl, we got to see Jona Hex, which was announced a little while back. We also got to see the original Barry Allen, which was played by Wesley Shipp, the guy who plays his dad. I mean, there's all these little neat things that they threw in there that was really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was really awesome, especially when I saw Supergirl. I was kind of going to the kitchen when the episode first come on, and then I was like, wait a second, was that Supergirl? Which we know it's already been announced that the Flash will be appearing in Supergirl later on this season. So that's a cool little Easter egg that they kind of put in there for us. Moving on, our favorite moment number 2 for me was when Barry met Barry. You know, they go over there and they go get him, and Barry's still a CSI agent, but he's like a more drummed up, nerdy version of Barry, kind of like when we first met Barry before he became the Flash. Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like. You know, this real hyperactive, talking super, really excited to meet Wells. You know, if you remember how he geeked out about getting to hear Wells speak from Earth-2. So I thought that was kind of cool that they kind of kept that spirit of Barry alive.
Yeah, no, they really did. He totally looked like a complete nerd, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Barry was kind of like shaking his head. It's kind of like, oh my goodness, let me just, let me zap him, shut him up. I don't know what they did with him because, I mean, Barry was kind of, the Flash Barry was kind of walking around for a while. And the whole time I'm like, yo, what did they do with Barry? What do they do with Earth-2 Barry? I mean, I know that Zap, they must have put him in a prison. I don't know what they did to that cat. I hope they're feeding him. Moving on for favorite moment number 3, was when Barry got to talk to his mom. We find out that, he is married to Iris, which means he's kind of drumming. I bet you is drumming up those feelings. Iris says, don't think you don't have anything here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they're trying to build that Iris-Barry romance back up from Earth-1.
Yeah, it was interesting. He got to see his mom. He got to talk to his mom, which I think was a big deal.
Yeah.
I thought the moment of that I thought was really cool was the little Easter egg when he looked down at the receiver itself, and you got to see a few interesting names. You got to see Eddie's name, so you're thinking, oh wow, so Eddie's not dead in this. Then you saw Bruce, Hal, and Diana, and anyone who's fans of Justice League know that's Bruce Wayne, that's Hal Jordan, that's Diana Prince, which is Batman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. Right. So it was cool that almost half the Justice League's on his call list.
Wasn't there another Easter egg with the Justice something with one of the names?
Yeah, when they went back to the precinct, there was a thing I said was like Justice for Society for All or something like that. And in the old comics, there was the Justice Society was the first Justice League, and then there was the Justice League. So they decided, well, we're just going to do the Justice League on Earth-1 and the Justice Society on Earth-2. So the Justice Society is the Justice League of Earth-2.
Okay. That's pretty cool. They threw a lot of Easter eggs in this one. Moving on to favorite moment number 4, for me was like this old, 1930s Motown feel that they gave Earth-2. I kind of picked up on it when he first went to the precinct, and I was like, this is kind of old schooly, but they're still kind of futuristic, right, with some of their tech and the things they have, but they kept it like this old school. Like, I don't know, man. I thought it was cool. The jazz playing.
It was cool because, like, even when they walked out, you saw like the old cars, but they had this technology, so it was that cool kind of like almost kind of like an old Motown like steampunk vibe going on, which is kind of cool, you know. And I liked, there's all these little small interesting things, like even the way they dress, like you were saying, like the Motown thing when they went to the precinct, you got like the old hats and like the suits and all that stuff like that. I mean, you got Deadshot over there looking like like a gangster sort of, but he's
right.
Like kind of a punk. And then the captain, who is normally, he's over there with this hat on looking like a pimp that they just arrested, which was funny. So then you go and then you got Joe, who's a singer, and that's kind of cool. He's out there singing all dressed up and stuff. And I thought that was really cool. I like that a lot. And that leads into what my next favorite moment was, which was the introduction of Deathstorm and
Deathstorm? No, wait. It was Deathstorm and then Ice. What was her name, bro?
Oh, man.
Anyway, y'all know who we talking about. Mrs. Freeze.
I had her name in my head.
I know that's not her name.
As many times we've tried to make this video over the last 3 days, I completely forgot her name.
Yeah, it's whatever. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The chick who's throwing the icicles and kissing people with the kiss of, Sub-Zero and people. But no, it was awesome. They were good characters. I like that they brought Ronnie. I like that they brought him back. As his person, he's kind of like, Steins hasn't spoken up for years. I kind of suppressed him. And he's just kind of always walking around. He just stayed. So I don't know. It was neat seeing him kind of fight. Barry had to reveal himself that he was a speedster and he was the one that, what they called a breacher. And with Barry showing his speed off, goes into the next favorite moment, which I guess now makes it favorite moment number 6, and that is Jay Garrick. Finally get to see him as the Flash, kind of. And a little bit of insight into why he's so against the Speed 6 or whatever they were calling it, that, Zoom shoots up with, is that's really what took his powers and is killing him. So I found that very, very interesting that was a storyline. I don't know why he waited so long. Like, they had to make it this big reveal when he should have been like, yo, Barry, that stuff is dangerous. That's what I took, and it's killing me. So don't stick that in your arm.
Yeah, it was interesting. I like seeing him do his little fight, and real fast. It's Killer freaking Frost. That's the name. Holy crap, it took me that long to think it out. Dude, I'm tired. There it is. I got it out. I feel better.
Yay.
The whole time Richie's talking, I'm thinking, what is the name? I know the name. Why can't I get it out? So there you go. Yeah, no, I like that. I like to see him do that. I thought it was kind of neat when he took the hat and spun the hat and shot out this
yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I thought that was neat that he did that. It's like the whole time you're like, man, that hat looks stupid, but it's like, oh wow, that hat actually has a function.
He was punching it.
Which
Barry used his hat from the statue to deflect something to kill someone. So they kind of did their own thing with the hat in this episode.
Yeah, they both got to use the hat, which I thought that was kind of
yeah.
Cool. My next favorite moment was finally meeting the bad version of Cisco. Reverb, meeting them, getting them to see him, and then the whole dialogue in between them was fantastic. Dude. It's the funniest stuff.
Reverb was just like, I can teach you, come join me. We can take over the city together. We can run the city. And he was like, are you trying to Cloud City me right now? And I was just like, for those of you who don't know, that's The Empire Strikes Back, Vader talking to Luke. Join me.
We can overthrow their emperor together.
That happens on Cloud City. I was cracking up because you get two Cisco's, man, kind of going back and forth. But Reverb looked bad, eh?
Yeah, no, he looked cool, man. I know it's funny when he was talking to him. He's like, "What's up with that samurai thing you got going on top of your head?" But that was cool, and Barry shows up. He's trying to do something. I mean, he's just getting his butt kicked. And it was interesting that the person who actually saves him is Zoom. Not in the way you want it, but he comes in. And when Zoom comes in, that might be my next favorite moment. When Zoom comes in, dude is just cold. Dude. He doesn't care. I mean, he just goes up. He kills freaking Deathstorm. He gets right in what's-his-name's face and, literally is like, dude, there ain't nothing you can hide from me. And kills Reverb and then takes Barry and leaves. And, I mean, it was so quick and so calculated, which I think that's the whole point. Is like Zoom is cold, he's quick, and he's calculated. Dude comes in there and he's just like boom, boom, boom. Done.
He just handles business. He talks a little bit of smack, handles his business and dips, and it was beautiful the way they ended it because she's trying to talk Deathstorm out of doing. She's like, stop. You know what Zoom would do if you find out he's not supposed to be harmed. And then you saw just a hint of blue lightning, and then Deathstorm's like.
Yeah, it was over then at that point. It didn't matter.
Barry's like, I don't, Reverb's panicking. He zooms over to him, and he's like, what did I tell? That sounds like the voice from Candyman.
It is. That's exactly the same guy that does the voice.
Okay, because I'm like, yo, this is Candyman.
Yeah.
100%. He's talking smack like, what did I tell you? Does this look harm to you? And then, bloop, hit you in the heart with my little vibrating hand. Pick up the chick by the throat. The whole scene, dude, had me hyped.
Because I looked it up, too, and I was like, man, that sounds like that. I looked it up. That's the same exact actor.
Okay. I didn't look it up. I couldn't get over it. I was like, that's got to be that Candyman dude. And the dude from Final Destination.
Yep.
And then Nate,
I guess my last moment, this would be it. Okay.
Yeah.
My last moment is when they're captured in the cage and you see this guy over there with this metal mask on and you're like, who is he? I mean, you see him just for a moment, but we already know this is a two-parter and I can't help from having to wonder. And I guess that's the question I want to leave everyone on is who is that guy with the mask? I mean, who do we think it is? I mean,
you're the one who read all the comics. You're supposed to know.
Nah, man, this is something else, man. This isn't a comic question. I just want to know who is in that mask because this is a storyline. We don't know exactly who it is. I have some guesses. My guess is that it's either the Earth-2 version of maybe Barry's dad, or could he have gone back to Earth-1 and get Barry's dad from Earth-1?
That'd be interesting.
That is interesting.
Because whoever it is, they're obviously trying to get Barry's attention. They know who he is. That's what it seemed like. Because, I mean, they're like, Griff's like, they got my face covered up, that I'm muted where I can't talk, but we know each other. So very interesting concept. Guys, we finally got to bring you a video. It was a pain. You know, it just one thing after another, you know, everything was against us. But we finally sat down and at least got it recorded. And, you know, hey, let us know what you think. Down in the comment section below, let us know what your favorite moments were from this particular episode. If you like the video, then like it and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, I'm out.
See ya.